Hello everyone. Thank you for your interest in the Hex Tile Set. There's a pretty bare bones, but good starting point to creating your own hex maps for your usual strategy games or whatnot. I've created three different types of hex as far as geometry goes. There's your plains, your hills, and your mountains. Plains each have several different biomes you can choose from. You have hills. The hills have different biomes as well, both basic ones and blended ones. So you can blend from a base one to match up against another tile of the same one, and then blend it up to say rocks or ice or something like that. Same with the mountains. You have your basic materials, plus you have your blended materials. So you can get creative, and basically you have the option of either placing these all by hand, one by one, creating your own procedural processes for choosing and placing how you want. I also have some foliage added in, so you have a few different types of trees, all made with speed tree. I've also created a tile creation blueprint, if you want to dig into that. I've made it just basically with types of variables I thought would be useful back when I was thinking of making my own little strategy game. You can choose to either have a random type of mesh, which just picks one of the different types you have possible for one of the 5 hills, one of the 5 mountains. Obviously, there's only one plane, so that doesn't matter. You can choose a type of material or what I call terrain for each of those. Or if you want to take more control, you can turn off Use Random Mesh and specify exactly which version of the mesh you want to use. You can also choose which of the blends you want to use. Let's say you want to blend ice to snow or ice to rock. Obviously, I've made some limitations as to what types of blends you can and can't do. You can't blend from ice to desert. You can't blend from grassland to desert or grassland to ice, etc. But you do have a good amount of flexibility when it comes to the different types of. Obviously, you can't have glacier hills for some reason. I missed that one. But that could be a good project for you to figure out. Let's see. You got your snow with your rocks. You got your snow with your ice. Let's say you want to have your desert with steps. You can do that. Desert with rocks. So you have your various different types of blends that you can do. And of course, there's also, I made a forest generator. So you can click that on. And as you can see, there's just a small smattering of trees right now. That's because the tree count is low and I've got a low radius. And I've also got things like scale fall off and limiting the spawn height. So if I crank that up, the trees will get more and more close to the top. I can also crank up the number of trees pretty high. If you want to turn scale fall off, you can do that so they stay the same height or relatively same height, or you can scale them down. You can randomize the range of height of the trees. You can also have them clustered around the center so that they are more focused on the center. It's easier to see on the planes. They're more focused toward the center of the tile than they are away from towards the edge. Or you can just turn that off and have them fairly evenly spread around. If you turn all these off, then you basically just have your generic forest spread around. As you can turn these on, you'll see that sort of makes a nice focal point so the forest is in the center and then everything falls off towards the edge. You have all the different forests you can choose from. This one works best with the marshlands, obviously. So that's it in a nutshell. I'm also including the Maya project directory with all the raw source files, textures, meshes, TerraGen source files, Substance Painter, and Substance Creator source files, plus reference imagery, you name it. So hopefully this will find some use somewhere, and the many hours that went into creating it will be used by somebody, or at least inspire them to build their own setup. If you have any questions, feel free to post it in the thread, and I will follow up when I can. Cheers.